Hi, it's Becky and welcome to Glitter and Glue Sticks. In today's video, we're going to make some easy and budget-friendly do-it-yourself yard games that we can use for our upcoming July 4th holiday weekend. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get crafting. For our first craft, we're going to make an extra large Jenga game. To make this craft, you're going to need 7 2x4s from your local hardware store. Each of the 2x4s are going to be cut into multiple different sections. Each of those sections should measure 10.5 inches in length. Once you cut your first 10.5 inch section, use it to measure all the remaining pieces. For this craft, I finally got to use my new miter saw. It was a little intimidating at first, but I think after a while I got the hang of it. Once you finally got all your boards cut, now it's time to sand. And sand, and sand some more. These things need to be super smooth so they can glide back and forth when they're in a stack. Our Jenga game was done, but truthfully, we couldn't wait till next weekend to try it out. We played a few games before we went to bed. For craft number 2, we're going to make a large Yahtzee game. To make this craft, you're going to need some of the foam dice that you can get from Dollar Tree, a bucket, and some Yahtzee scorecards that you could pick up at your local Walmart. I started off by painting on my dice white, and then I put some antiquing wax on top of that to make them look like wood. Once all the dice were painted with the antiquing wax and dried, then it was time to put the dots on them to make them look like dice. I used a small paint dabber for my dots, but you can use vinyl, paint pens, or whatever you'd like. Craft number 2 done. What do you think? I think this one's my favorite. For craft number 3, we're going to make a Tic Tac Toe board. To make this, you're going to need 9 of the foam dice that we previously used, a wood box to hold your dice in, and some paint and markers. We're going to start this craft off by painting all those orange dice white. While my dice were drying, I thought I should fix my frame. This is the frame that I got from my local thrift store, but you can also find frames like this at your local Dollar Tree. Since it was from a thrift store, I decided to wipe it down and touch it up with a little bit of paint. By now my dice was dry, so it was time to put the X's and O's on them. I used a paint pen for mine, but you could use vinyl or whatever you choose. After I got done putting my X's and O's on all the dice, truthfully, they looked a little bit too white for me. So I wanted to go through and distress them a bit. Craft number 3 done. Now on to craft number 4. For craft number 4, I wanted to make a twister game for the backyard. To make this craft, you're going to need a piece of foam board, some paint of your choosing, and a spinner. I lucked out and found mine at the thrift store. Start off by measuring your circles on your foam board and then take a straight razor and cut them out. Then take your foam board outside and use it as a pattern for your twister. I used traditional colors of the Twister game for mine, but you could use whatever colors you'd like. Make sure when you're laying out your foam board you keep it straight or your twister game will look really funny. Craft number 4 done. I can't wait to try this out with my granddaughter. I hope you liked today's video. Have a great week.